In 480 BC, a man looked out at the horizon and saw the end of the world coming toward him, not metaphorically, literally. The Persian army was so large that when they marched, witnesses said the ground shook. When they drew their arrows, ancient sources claimed they blocked out the sun. 1,000,000 soldiers, some historians say more, moving as one unstoppable force toward a single destination, Greece. And standing between them and everything the Greeks had ever built was a narrow mountain pass called Thermopylae, and 300 men. That is not a metaphor. That is not an exaggeration. 300 Spartan soldiers chose to stand in that pass and face the largest army the ancient world had ever assembled. And what happened next should have been over in minutes. It lasted 3 days. The man who led those 300 was a Spartan king named Leonidas, and before he left for Thermopylae, someone asked him why he was only taking 300 soldiers to fight 1,000,000. His answer was simple. He said 300 is enough. Not because he believed they would win. He knew they would not win. Leonidas knew exactly what was going to happen in that pass. He had been told by the oracle at Delphi that either Sparta would fall or its king would die. He chose to die. But here is what made Thermopylae different from every other battle in history: the pass. Thermopylae was not an open battlefield. It was a narrow coastal corridor between a cliff and the sea, so narrow that the Persian army's overwhelming numbers meant nothing. They could not spread out, they could not flank, they could not surround. They could only come forward, in single file. And Spartans trained their entire lives for exactly this: one man in front of them, one man behind. No retreat, no surrender. The first day, the Persians sent wave after wave of soldiers into the pass. The Spartans killed them all. The second day, Xerxes, the Persian king, sent his most elite warriors, the Immortals, 10,000 of the finest soldiers in the ancient world, soldiers who had never been defeated. The Spartans killed them too. Xerxes reportedly watched from his throne on a nearby hill, and according to ancient accounts, he stood up 3 times in fear during the battle, the most powerful man on earth watching 300 men dismantle his invincible army. But then something happened. A local man named Ephialtes went to the Persian camp. He told Xerxes about a hidden mountain pass that went around the pass and came out behind the Spartans. He sold them out for money. Leonidas found out about the betrayal. He knew it was over. He sent the other Greek allies home, all of them, thousands of soldiers told to leave. He kept his 300, and they stayed. Not because they thought they could still win, but because someone had to hold the pass long enough for the rest of Greece to prepare. Someone had to buy time with their lives. On the 3rd morning, Xerxes surrounded them from both sides. The Spartans fought until their spears broke. Then they fought with their swords. Then, when their swords broke, they fought with their hands. Ancient sources say they fought until there was nothing left to fight with. Every single one of them died, all 300. And yet, the delay they bought at Thermopylae gave Greece time to prepare its navy. A few weeks later, at the Battle of Salamis, the Greek fleet destroyed the Persian armada. Xerxes retreated. The Persian invasion collapsed. The 300 men who died in that pass did not just slow down an army. They saved Western civilization. Everything that came after, Greek philosophy, democracy, science, art, the ideas that eventually became the foundation of the modern world, all of it survived because 300 men decided that the pass behind them was worth more than the lives in front of them. And here's the thing that stays with you. Leonidas did not have to be there. He was a king. He could have sent other men. He could have stayed in Sparta and commanded from a safe distance. He chose to stand in the front line. He chose to be the first man the Persians saw when they entered the pass. There's a story that before the battle, a Persian messenger told the Spartans to lay down their weapons. Leonidas replied with 2 words: "Come and take them." They never did. 300 men against 1,000,000. 3 days instead of 3 minutes, and a delay that changed the entire course of human history. Not every battle is won by the side that survives. Sometimes the most important thing a person can do is stand in the pass and make the world come through them.